very fact that the word redemption exists suggests that there had been a loss. You only redeem something that was and was lost. The very word redemption suggests that there was a time man didn't need redeeming. I want you to know that we were born into sin. The psalmist says in Psalm 50, he says, in sin was I conceived. My mother gave birth to me in iniquity. Romans chapter 3 in many places says, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Bible says there is not one that doeth good, no, not one. Bible says all have sinned. The beginning of man's travails, man's problem, man's trials, the beginning of man's doom was the day man turned away from a simple instruction and decided to pursue his own agenda. Bible says that the serpent said to Eve, has God said? And she answered, yes, God has said. And then the serpent answers, it is not so. And in one move, the enemy deceived Eve into eating that which the Lord said not to eat. But when her husband came, he was not deceived. He was not deceived. He voluntarily relinquished that which God had given man to the enemy. And in effect, Adam committed what is known as high treason. He sided with God's enemy. He chose the path of siding with the enemy of God. And in that one move, the promise or the consequence that God had spelled out, because God had told them, in the day that you eat this fruit, you will surely die. And death there wasn't talking only about physical death. That death was both spiritual, was actually spiritual, but will also culminate in the cessation of life on the earth and will culminate in eternal damnation. So in one word, what is spiritual death? Spiritual death is separation from God.